Hey everyone, let's talk really quickly about what version of Photoshop Infinite Retouch is going to run on. Simply put, if you have version 2021 and you see the plugins menu at the top, that means you can currently install Infinite Retouch. Any version of 2021 and above is perfect. Basically, on Creative Cloud, let's just go to Creative Cloud really quickly. What 2021 means is actually version 22, okay? And whether it's .1, .2, .3, it doesn't matter. As long as it says Photoshop version 22, you're all set. If for whatever reason you don't have it and you're trying to get it, then what you actually need to do is locate the version of Photoshop you have installed. You can see I have a couple of different ones installed. But let's just say theoretically I have 20 installed and nothing else. Then you want to come over to the right-hand side where the three dots are, click on it and say Other Versions. And then, simply put, you just want to find version 22. I personally recommend installing version 22 like 0.0 or 0.1. Don't go and install the most recent version. And the reason for that is a lot of times the most recent version of Photoshop can be very buggy. And you'll see that more often than not these days where you kind of want to stay in a version that isn't the most recent one. Then you want to click Install, and then it might ask you to remove previous versions of Photoshop, etc. If it gives you the option to keep previous versions, like let's say you have currently version 20 and you're installing 22, it hopefully should let you keep version 20 in maybe a pop-up box or something like that. Please keep both of them. It's very important in case something goes wrong. If for whatever reason you can only keep one version, definitely update. And then if something, for example, you might have a version that has a bug in it, basically you just need to go to other versions again and install another version that isn't the one that is currently installed. For example, a lot of people now are installing the most recent version because you can see the latest version here. I haven't installed it. I have this version here. And if for some reason, if that was buggy or this was buggy, I would simply uninstall it and then go back a version or two and install something else. And that's the way to kind of troubleshoot yourself really quickly. Or also contact Adobe support in case you have a version of Photoshop which is buggy and they can troubleshoot you for you over there. And quickly to keep in mind, if you have any version that is not 2021, for example, I have 2020 over here, you'll see Adobe Photoshop 2020. It does not have the plugins menu. It has Window, Extensions. Now, 2021 also has extensions. So I'm 2021 at the moment. I'm going to go to Window and Extensions, but you'll see that it says Legacy. So what that means is it's actually something that they're going to get rid of in the future versions. So say Photoshop 2022 might not have extensions anymore. They're slowly phasing this out in replacement for plugins. And on the front end, for a user perspective, like you, for example, it makes no difference, right? This is a plugin. This is an extension. They both look and interact and feel the same, right? Well, technically, they kind of are, except the difference is that the plugins menu here is for future technologies of these quote-unquote panels that are a little bit more secure. They have more narrow features for design. And the reason for that is two things. Number one, these plugins, which you'll find for Infinite Retouch, are super easy to install. There's actually a plugins menu, a plugins panel as well. You can see the different plugins I have, which are only 2 at the moment, but you know, as they go along, they're going to extend even further. And you double click on the install file, it installs right away. It's super easy and it's also very secure. And that's why they're doing that. With extensions, you might know that sometimes installation process isn't that simple. There's a lot of issues that could happen, and Adobe realized that, and I think that's why this plugins menu is here. The plugins menu is based off of technology called UXP, if you're interested in learning more. And Windows and Extensions is based on CEP. So they're just basically different foundations in order for people to develop these panels. So all you need to know specifically about this video is that you need Photoshop 2021, which is version 22 point whatever in Creative Cloud. And that's it. If you have something below it, like 21 or Photoshop 2020, you will not be able to use Infinite Retouch unless you have Photoshop 2021 and above.